Okay, I'm good. I'm here. I'm sitting. So what's up? By the way, X Shield Gaming, which one are you? Just trying to figure out who it is. That being said, I made some mistakes yesterday, so we gotta fix those today. So I'm kind of gonna just roll right into it here. So let's just go ahead and click to the right screen. Let's go to machine, and we messed up something yesterday. The direction pins were correct. Oops. So we need to invert our directions. And then we need to tell it that our min end stop is actually not. Ah, what's going on, Colin? How you doing, good sir? Nice to see you. Um, but let's go ahead and do this. Our max position, so we know what we're doing. Let me make this larger. This is the back end of Klipper, by the way. So since I kind of showed you a little bit about this earlier, I'll kind of get into more into what these things are. But our X and Y steppers are going the wrong direction, and I need to make them go the right direction. They're going the right direction, but they're going the right direction backwards. So we need to make them go the wrong direction so they go the right direction. There's some confusion for you. So we need to invert them. To invert a direction of the direction of the motor, you've got to go to the direction pin and put an exclamation point in front of it. That inverts the signal. So backwards is forwards and forwards is backwards. And then what I need to do is we need to fix our end stop positions, because right now it thinks the end stop position is at 0, 0, which would be correct, but it's not, because the end stops on this thing go the other direction. They're in the max positions. Currently the max is set to 220. I'm going to set it to 235 because I want to go over so I can then measure out how far out I can actually go, and then we'll update that again to the maximum. And then obviously the end stop position pin will be at 235 as well. So we got to take off that. And then the same thing with Y. We inverted the direction pin. We're going to tell it that this can go 235 as well, which I know it should not be able to. And then 235 for the position of the end stop pin. Now we'll save and restart. And once I restart, we'll go back to the dashboard. And at the dashboard, sorry, at the dashboard, I'm going to move everything out here so I know it's in a safe place. I'll go here now so you can kind of see it right there. And then I'm going to hit home all. And see, now it's coming this way like it should with those inverted. And now it should go back, and it did. And now Z should still come up and then touch the probe and come back, or not touch the probe, but come up to the probe and go back down. And there we go. Now that is moving the right way. Now what we need to know is how far can we move in X and Y, what our maximum movements are. So now we have to click back to the screen. And then here I am going to move the X and Y. In this case, it would be negative because it's in the positive, or it's in the max position for both. So we want to go negative. We're going to start with Y first and move out away from the back of the printer. So we'll go out 100. And then we'll go out 100 more, because we know we can go at least 200. And then what we want to do is find out when the nozzle gets to the very edge of the build plate here. So now I'm going to move out 10 more and 10 more. And then right at that puts us just a little ways away. I don't think 10 more will work, so we'll go negative in ones now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That puts it right at the edge of the build plate. And at that, we are at the what are we at on Y? We are at 8. So we have 8 left from our 235. So that actually puts us at 227. So 227 is our max on Y. I'm going to type that in here. 227 Y. And I'm going to space over, and we're going to do our X now. Same thing with X. We're going to move X to 200 over. And then now I got to take the mousey here, come this way, and it's the same situation. We're going to move in tens for Y now. 1, Well, maybe. Did I hit it? Yeah, I guess I did. Y. What are we doing? What's our error here? Oh, that's going to put us outside of our max range. So, no, it won't. Oh, we're on X. I'm trying to move Y. I can't move Y. I gotta move X, guys. I clicked the wrong button. My bad. So let's move X, 10 negative, 10 negative, and then now we'll go by ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's where we maxed out at, would be 230. Let's actually home X, because I'm going to redo that because it bumped and grinded a little bit. We don't want it to bump and grind. I think somebody's probably going to be coming in to say hi. So let's see here. 1, 2, and then 1, 2, and then doggo's barking. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and it's the probe mount that's making it bump now. We've got probably 1 or 2 more, so let's try 1, 1. Okay. So we are at 8 and 8, so it's going to be a 225, or what is it? 227 by 227. So it's staying square at 227. So that's good. Let's go to machine. We're going to go back into the printer config. And we're going to change our max position to 227. And we're going to make our end stop position 227 as well for X. And for Y, 27 and 27. There we go. Whoops. There we go. All right. So now our X and Y max positions are set to the maximum of X and Y, which is 227 by 227. Save and restart. I need to go to my GitHub. So let's go to GitHub Deborio. And then I got to grab some stuff here out of the config for my bear. So we'll go in my bear's config. And then in here, we need to look at is this bed leveling section, because we must steal all of this for the probe. So we're going to grab all of this. We will fix the min max on the bed mesh. Yeah, we'll have to fix some of those numbers. So we'll fix some of those numbers when we get in there. But let's grab the bed leveling portion of it. We'll hit copy. Come back over here. We'll go back into our printer config. Scroll down a little ways here. Pretty much under XYZ, we'll leave it there. So we'll enter twice. Control V to paste all that in. Now our probe offset on Y is 0. So we'll make that 0.0. And then on X, we need to measure how far over that probe is. So let's grab this guy. And let's measure in millimeters, of course. We want to measure from the center of the probe to, let's flip this around. Put it in behind and then bump it up so it's right up against the nozzle. And let's see. Okay, right against the nozzle, we would be at it would be better if I had calipers to use. Let's put it that way. That puts us at center of the probe being at 43. So 43 millimeters. We're at 0 and 43 millimeters. So our offset here is going to be 43. Speed, we'll do 30, 3 samples. and then we'll do a sample retraction distance of 1. Results as an average for Z-safe homing. Because we know it's a 227 by 227 plate. Steven, what's going on, man? I got home early, and I know that Mr. Steve Builds is going to be going live at 7 o'clock my time, and I don't know how long it's going to take, so I figured I got home a little early because I went in early, so I figured start the stream early. So I'm basically just fixing some of the stuff I broke and then copying and pasting some stuff from another config that I know works. Best part about, Klipper is if you got something that works, copy it from one, paste it in the other config, save and reboot. But right now we're going through the probe stuff because I figured out where I screwed up. I forgot this piece right here yesterday in the section for the probe. So speaking of, let's put that in there real quick. Let's go back down to Z. And let's steal the, let's see here. We need to steal end stop pin is probe virtual end stop. Copy that. Come back here. We'll fix the Z-safe homing in a second. I want to make sure that we comment this out so we have it to fall back on if need be. Enter, Control V, paste that in. There we go. Come back here now. And position min is -5. What do we have? Oh, there's the rotational distance. Let's move that to the edge in case we need it. Yeah, we currently don't have a position min. So, whoops, now that I moved it, I screwed myself up. We'll do position min -5 for right now. I may be wrong with that, but the nice part is we can change it if we need to. I'm going to put that in the right spot. There we go. And then under TMC, let's see. For this, we got UART, current, and then the diag pin, which in this case actually is inverted and all that good jazz, but we don't need to worry about that. And I'm trying to remember. We'll cross those bridges as we go. If something spits an error, we'll come back to it. But for right now, yeah, that's right. That is correct. I am using the probe as an end stop currently, yes, and I want to use the probe as not just an end stop, but also, other goodies. End stop and probe, like an actual probe. But let's get back down here. Now, so for Z-safe homing, we know 227, 227. So at 227 and 227, we need to cut that in half. So let's do the old Windows S and then type calc. Let's get our calculator up so we get numbers in front of our face. There we go. 227 divided by 2. That cuts it in half. That's 113.5. Now, since on our X-plane, right? So it's 113. I'm going to move this out of the way. 114, 113.5. But let's see here. Let me make sure I did this right. Because my Y offset for the probe is, oh, I passed it. Yeah, my Y offset is 0, my X is 43. So since we know that this is X and then Y. That's how it does all of its stuff. And since we know Y is 0, that'll be I'm going to do the 0.5 because I'm weird like that. 113.5. Now, because we know our probe is offset by 43, we have to take the 113.5 and we have to subtract from that because it's in front of it. We have to subtract from that another. If the probe is if the probe is to the left or in front, that's a negative number. If the probe is to the right or behind, that is a positive number. So in this case, it is to the left, 43 millimeters. So we take our 113.5 and we subtract from that now the 43, which equals 70.5. So on our X, we are 70 point, what did I say, 70.5 or 70.3? 70.5, yeah. Take that 9 out of there. There we go. Now that is our Z-safe homing. So that is where it should go to when it homes uh, for Z. Z-safe homing is set. Now the funny part is it was doing Z-safe homing with the probe on there. It was going to the center to, or no, it wasn't. But now it should. So let's save and restart. I know that the mesh stuff is all still messed up, but let's make sure. Oh, we have an error. Z offset section probe must be specified. I did specify the section probe. Was specified. Let's go down here. We have probe Z end stop position, and then we have probe right here. It is specified. Oh, we got to make sure that we're using the right pins. So there's probably part of our problem, because we should be using we're using the Z end stop, so it should be PC2. Probe pin is PC2. See, that's why I say we find the errors, we fix the errors. So it should be probe PC2. Narf. What's up, Zolan? How you doing, brother? Hopefully you're doing well. While we're at it. Hey, 3D Medic Vince. Good to see you, sir. Hope you're doing well. Stay out of trouble, stay out of jail, and all those other fun, exciting things. Again, we know 227 is our maxes, so we'll tell it 227 and 227. And then our mins for right now can stay there. We'll adjust those. But then we get into the extruder. So let's save and restart now, and let's see. I have the probe section marked, but it's erroring still. Z offset in section probe must be specified. Ah, we forgot to put in the probe offset, which for right now we don't know. So let's go back into Z probe. And for right now, I'm going to set the offset to 0 because I don't know what it is. So 0.0. Save and restart again. Well, Zolan, I hope that you get it, good sir, and soon, you know. And as for the V0, don't do that. Just wait till the next event and let's chat. Let's see here. Position end stop is not valid in Z. So let's go to Z. Printer. Scroll down. It tells me my position end stop. So position end stop 0.0 is telling me is not valid. Okay. That's end stop position though. I'll just set it to straight 0 then. If 0.0 is making it angry, we'll set it to just 0. I'm looking to make sure I don't have the Z end stop anywhere else. If it gets angry, we'll set it at like -0.1 or something weird, just to get it to stop being angry. Yeah, position end stop is not valid in this. Oh wait, it's not valid, so let's take it out of there. So let's go back, and let's go back to position end stop is not valid. So let's just take out, comment that out, save and restart. I forgot. It's not valid because we're using the probe, so we can tell it to go away. Now, if I hit home, let's see what happens. I'll go to the big screen so you guys can kind of see it back here. We're going to hit home and see what happens. It should home X and Y just fine, and then it should move out to the center and then home Z. So let's see what happens. Whoops, we shot way, way past now. It's way over on the edge. Did I figure that wrong? I'll have to double check my math. Because it went way off from center. As a matter of fact, let's take a peek. Let's see here. Center of the build plate. Making sure 3.5, 235. So it should be right about there. So we are off roughly 90. So since we're off roughly 90, let's go back in here. Let's go back to our printer config. Scroll down. To our Z-Save homing. And let's go back to our 113.5. And we'll put it back to where center should be. And we'll see how far off it is from there. And then we'll readjust again. Because technically, it's off by 90. And if we put the 70 back, we should be off by 20, which means I should have to adjust a little more. But we'll find out here when I home all again. I wish I had the camera on the a little closer so you guys could see it. I could stack some filament boxes up and maybe make it a little easier, but let's see. Yeah. The nozzle is pretty much where it needs to be, so we'll go and add another 43 in. It's off a little bit, so we won't go adding a 43 in. But yes, I have. Yeah, I have met Zolan several times. There are pictures of us and videos and stuff of us floating around on the interwebs from Murphs and Earths and actually from Murphs and Rumurphs. So yeah, there's some pictures and stuff floating around on the interwebs of us. He is definitely taller than me. Paul, how are you doing, good sir? I hope you're doing well. I kind of doing some stuff here, and I'm making some changes, and we're checking some stuff. But let's see here. We need to go into the XY. Let's add in. Let's make it 33. I don't need to do more. If I was smart, I would have just crisscrossed the bed and dropped an X, but I know that the nozzle doesn't go all the way to the edge anymore, so I know it's off by a few because of the probe mount. So, home all. And let's see what we get now. Maybe I was wrong and maybe you do need to add it in. Haha. Okay. We are getting closer now. Yeah, we need to add, not subtract, guys. My bad. Add, not subtract. The probe, I was thinking stupidly. Don't listen to me. So yeah, we need to take yeah, let's go back in and do our math properly. Let's math well, right? Here we go. Okay. So we go back in here, go to printer config. We scroll down to our safe homing. And it is, let's bring up our calculator. We know that we are 43. So let's clear that and do 113.5 plus 43 equals 156, or yeah, 156.5. So let's make this number right here 156.5. Save and restart. And now we should be good. We currently have 6 4-week-old puppies and 1 3.9-week-old puppy in the house. Yes. Yes, Zolan is busy with puppies. But yeah, Polymate Paul, how you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. How's the little one? Hope she's getting big. Driving you nuts, as kids do. Jack, what's going on, good sir? Sorry, I did not say hi to you earlier. But yeah, guys, you guys are kind of chatting it up about puppies and life, and I'm just working on the printer, so that's good. We're keeping conversations going. Conversations are good. All right, now that that's done, let's go back to the dashboard. We'll hit the old home button. While we home, hopefully everything is moving in the right direction. All right, we are pretty much dead center, guys. All right. Yes, I have bad habits for those who don't know. 7 watching, 3 likes, slackers. Zolan agreed. Asking 1,000,001 questions. Yeah, I gotta love kids, man. That's what they do. All right, Z-Safe homing is set. Now we need to figure out where we want the probe to be, and we know that the probe is 43 to the plus. So we're going to start probably at 45 and it's on 0. So 45 and, well, let's see here. Give me a minute. Yeah. Did I miss anything fun? Well, we got Z-Safe homing working with the probe. And we got the probe there. Soon we'll be running an actual bed mesh, but we got to finish up a few things here. We have to adjust the bed mesh accordingly. I stole the files from my bear, because why rewrite the wheel when I can just copy and paste, right? We'll do the bed mesh at 150 mil. We're going to start, instead of at 2950, we know that 0, 0, the probe is still 43 to the Y. So we got to add 43 in, plus we want to give ourselves some cushion. So we'll go 53 point, or no, 53. And then on the, we'll go 10 on the X, because X at 0, it's fine because it's at 0. And then for our max, we know we have to take away 43 from our max. So let's do the old break out the calculator to show everybody the math so we know that I did it right. So let me get back to this screen so you guys can kind of see what the hell I'm talking about, right? Why does it look like your roof caved in? No, it did not. That is a stairway. There's a stairway there. I have my printers mounted up under that. And then there's a small spot where it's kind of like got a little, the garage until recently was left open air, so humidity kind of got the best of some of the wood up above. Show your work. Yes, exactly, Just Push Print. I'm showing my work. So now we know that 227 is the maximum that we can move this. We're going to subtract from 227 the 43 that we know the probe offset is. So 184 is the max that we can technically move that. So for the sake of a buffer, we'll go 180, give ourselves a little bit of play there. So we'll have our, again, X will be 180. And our Y can stay at 227, but we're going to bring it in 2 just to give ourselves, or actually we brought it in 10 on the other side. So instead of 227, 217. That way we're in 10, and with the probe being 43 out to begin with, we know the probe is not going to get all the way to the edge anyway. So even if I made it the exact number, I want to give myself a little cushion. So let's go ahead and save and restart. And then everything should come back okay, which looks like it did. We got no errors. Let's go back to the dashboard. We're going to home everything. And then we're going to run a height map. So everything will home. For this, you guys probably would rather see more of movement. Like I said, at some point we'll work on getting a mount 3D printed for this thing so I can mount it on the wall and then just kind of hang it out over the top of the printer so you guys can kind of watch the overhead. So at some point, we'll have a Tinkercad session where I'll just Tinkercad me a box that has some screw holes in it that I can mount this thing to the wall and then have this guy, you know, be able to come out from the wall or go back in, you know, up, down, whatever I got to do. So we'll Tinkercad session here one day because I Tinkercad. I don't anything else. A1 Mini is tempting right now, but the Voxel Aviquela is doing the job. So yeah, the A1 Mini is nice. I do like it. And with it being, you know, $100 off, which is really $50 off, but marketing, gotta love it. Still, it's a nice machine. I do like it. I do use it a lot. I'm just not printing because I'm working on a printer. So I will probably print some parts on it here soon. But now that that part's done, let me go to height map and let's go to calibrate. We'll set this as default and hit calibrate. And there it goes. And yep, that's what I thought. The probe is way off the bed still. So Let me go back to dashboard and let's see, where did it move? It moved to 1010. Oh, that's right. Dan's a moron, guys. We got to do 43 plus 10. So let's go back to our printer config. And then we got to come back down to our bed mesh. And we did do 10 in, didn't we? Wait a minute. You add 10 to it. It should have went... Why did that go to 1010? It should have went to 53 and 10. Let's do this. Let's close this. Let's go back here. File. Let's give it a reboot. We're going to reboot the host controller, and then we'll see what happened. Positron is pretty awesome. Didn't realize it was so fast, or as fast as it was watching the printer. Oh, the prints from Rocky Mountain. Yeah, pretty much a lot of the printers running Klipper these days are getting crazy speeds because Klipper is making it way easier to do so. So again, Klipper has its quirks when you're doing stuff from the ground up and you're not working with a pre-configured or a pre-configured file. Yeah. And like right now, I'm hodgepodging one together and we'll make it work. It is an interesting motion system, yes. And I'm going to probably post this up on my GitHub. So if anybody wants to start with this config when it's all said and done and built, if they're building a similar system, they'll be able to do so. Now that that part's done, let's give the firmware a quick reboot too. Just so everything is restarted. Okay. Home everything real quick. And then what I'm going to do, so I know my math is correct, I'm going to tell it to move to 0 on X and Y, and then I'm going to move in and see where that probe is currently sitting. Because I want to see that that probe is in the right place. You know what I mean? Okay. There we go. Now let's go to 0. And 0. All right. Well, it slammed in when it came up, so must be awful skosh. But let's go ahead and move that X now in 10. 10, 10, 10. Let's see. Moving it in that far put us at 40. And then we come in 10 more, puts us at 50. So yeah, it should be X 50. And then Y will go back 10. And that'll start us, you know, in about the right spot where, yeah, I mean, it's in that corner to start. So that's a good place to be. So yeah, it should be 50, 53. Don't probe the wrong area. You'll get yelled at. Yeah, yes, you will. Room temp is 23C. Need 24 to 26C. Lowest in winter indoor is around 18C. So you need 6C. Run some printers. Run some printers. You'll get 6C real quick. All right, that being said, let's come down here now. And let's make sure, what do we got in here? We've got our macros too. So maybe, just maybe, stupid me is not paying attention to the fact that maybe in my macros config, I have something in there about Z-Safe homing. So we'll check in there too. But let's make sure Z-Safe homing is done. It goes where it needs to. And then X is supposed to be 50. Y is 10. And then we take off, which puts us at 180, and then 217, which brings us in 10. So there we go. That should be good there. We'll go ahead and just exit that. I'm not going to play with anything. I'm going to go look in my macros folder now and see if we have one in here about bed mesh. We have that PID tune, M600, bed leveling. There we go. For bed leveling, we just have a macro that calls on the status underscore leveling, and then we also have, which we can take the status underscore leveling out because that was for the LEDs on the, or the, that was for the RGB on the hot end on the switch wire. Because again, this originally was set up as the switch wire. We can also take out load filament here. Wait, no, we need to leave those in for now. Let's leave that alone. I don't care if it does, so yeah, don't save. Okay, well, now that we have all that, let's go back to our height map. Let's go to the right screen so you guys can see. I'm gonna hit home real quick. It'll home everything. You guys like the Hulk there? Isn't the Hulk looking pretty awesome? This is the Hulk theme that I have on the switch wire up there, so. 10 watching, 3 likes. I know, I agree, Zolan. I don't know why everybody can't just hit that like button. And I wonder too, Zolan, I've been having issues lately with YouTube where like it doesn't auto update, where you have to actually refresh the page to see that it has updated. So that may very well be the case. May very well be the situation. Because I am looking at 9 likes. So it is showing me that there are 9 likes. There are 9 concurrent viewers and 9 likes. So we have 9 and 9 at the moment. So thank you. We are good. 9 and 9 now. Yep. Filament Vic, what's going on? Martin, how are we? Martin. I gotta roll the R's, right? Okay, now let's see if we calibrate if it goes in the right way. Let's see, maybe we just needed to restart. Nope, it's still shot off by 10. So it's not 10, it went straight to 0. So let's assume that I keep being stupid. Let's go back to machine. We added it in like we added it in up above. Maybe we don't have to add it in, but that should still make it way off then, right? Okay, well, probe is, the offset is 43, and I have it set to 53 and it goes to 10. So let's go ahead and just assume that we say 10 here and see what happens. Save and restart. Cunningham Customs 3D. There we go. Now he came in as himself. There he is. That would be a student at my school, for those who don't know. He's got his own little 3D printing gig. He's actually the recipient of my Prusa Mini that I had given away quite some time ago. So, yep. Don't say that. Mini with the new firmware. Oh, so you got that all done? Sweet. I'm glad you got that done. All right. Now let's cross our fingers. Go back to height map. Let's home everything again. And let's just see. I'll go back up here to this one so you guys can see the print head moving around. Yes, I have bad habits I don't talk about at school. So I don't condone it either, so don't think about starting. I don't need somebody's mom or dad mad at me. It's a bad habit, but it helps with my ADHD, which is kind of odd, but I was told it does and it seems to work. Mini rocks will new firmware on the 5.6 screen flickers. Oh no. Oh. Welcome to the rabbit hole of 3D printing. Yeah. Yeah, he definitely embraced it. He's got 2 and he's working on trying to get a 3rd. So, all right, let's calibrate now and let's see what happens. We'll save it as the default. Let's see. Told it to calibrate and it decided to just sit there. So let's go to the dashboard. Scroll down. Out of range, -33. So yeah, see, 10 is only going to take it to -33. So I have to that is weird. Because at printer projects they're working on, even scavenging disposable babes, actually the tinkerer's purposes. Hey, I'll bring you a bunch of my dead ones that I have floating around here that I plan to scavenge batteries from but haven't. I'm confused by one thing here. Well, let's go back into machine. Let's go back into printer config. Let's scroll down here and let's just sneak a peek. Our Z probe offset is set to 43. That is 156, which is correct now. Because that should put 418 18650 batteries now. Yeah, I scavenged a bunch out of old laptops a while ago, and then over time they've just kind of disappeared. And my son's vape, and they have like the big vapes, so they think they stole them for that, you know. Even pulling them from dead Anchor power banks. Nice. I wish I could get my hands on a bunch of those and just sit here one night and scavenge batteries, you know. Yep, because they've got a little built-in charger and a battery that are supposedly rated for one another. You know, you know, they're coming out of China, so. But okay, so moving 10 only went to 33. Let's try something here. Let's go. Let's see. We know that the 43, so let's trying to figure out this bed mesh issue because it's irritating me right now because I set it to 53 for my uh, on the X because the X is 43 to the left, which you have to add that back in for the nozzle apparently because it says I can't go negative or I can't go to 33 because it knows that the nozzle is 43 out. So if I go 53, which should put me at 10, that's the nozzle moving to 10. I got to move the nozzle. I got to move the nozzle to 43 plus 10 is 53. Yeah, it should work at 53. So let's, because that should bring it in from the edge of the build plate, should bring the nozzle in 10. If I move the whole freaking head to 53, let's save and restart. We'll home everything and try again. Maybe it was just a hiccup. I doubt it, but we'll see. Oh, we got to go 43 plus 43. 86? Really? What 86? Because you got to do the 43. Oh, 43 plus 10. It should only have to move. Let's see here. Hold on. Because 50 put it back over again. So smartwatch screens built in. Touchscreen must physically. Yeah. All right. Well, let's see here. It's homed. Let's take everything up to 0 again. There's that at 0. And let's take this up to 0. All right. So at 0, 0, it knows it's at zeros. We need to come in 10. So plus 10 for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 is about 10 over. So yeah, coming in 50. Default configs for the bed mesh? No, I have not. Give me a second to put a machine. There is no bed mesh config. There's no separate file anyway for bed mesh. And Viking, what's up, brother? Carry the one, add 12. Yeah. So I'm gonna look through like the mainsail config here real quick. There should be nothing in here about the bed meshing stuff. Set layers, stay info. Gotta add, the mainsail config should be in there anyway, so that should be fine. Client extrude. Thank you, sir. Yeah, this is the Ender 5. Let me look at this guy real quick here. BL touch, offsets, the mesh. Let's see here. I have my, okay. Let's close that. Let's go back in here. Let's take a look. So my probe offsets, maybe I have those wrong after all, which would really mess things up. But the probe is to the left. So should that be negative? To the left of the nozzle, guys, is that positive or negative when you're doing this? Help me out here for those who remember Klipper better than me. The probe is to the left, 43. So is that positive or negative? Help me out here, please. Because I know in Marlin it's negative. I thought in Klipper it was a positive number you put in. I could be wrong, and it could still be a negative, which is fine. I'll make it negative 43 here. I'm waiting to see what chat says, if anybody knows. I could be wrong. We can Klipper, we can Google it, you know. What side is the probe on? Left side. I could probably check too from, I could take a look at well, not on that one I couldn't, now that I think about it. And then on the, oh, you know what? Hold on. I have the stuff here, my printer config. Let's take a look at something. Where do I have my probe set here? Oh, the probe stuff is at the top. Okay, so my probe on the, yeah, it'd be negative then. Okay, I did screw up because the probe on the bear on BA is on the right side, and this one, the probe is on the left. So yeah, I messed up. It should be negative 43. I did screw up. Okay, so it's negative 43 and 0, which means when we come back down here now, we should have to move 53, which means this number would be off now because the probe is 43 in the opposite direction. So we need to take and put things back the way they were. Yeah, so let's move some stuff around here. Let's break out our calculator. Let's clear this. We're going to take our 113.5 minus 43 equals 70.5. So we're going to take this to 70.5. And whoops, not 70.5.5, 70.5. And then we're still going to leave it at 53 because we want to come in 10. So let's just see, save and restart. Let's see if that did it. No sync, what's up? How have you been? All right, let's go ahead and home all real quick here and let's see what happens. Let's see if it's properly homing now. It was properly homing before, but yeah, see, nope, when I do that, it goes way the hell off. So I'm thinking I have to, yeah, the other number needs to stay, but right now I don't care. Z-safe homing we can come back to. Right now I want to see in height map, if I go to calibrate, now that it's homed, default calibrate, there we go. But that moved way, way over now. So we're going to have to fix that. We'll have to take it and put it back at 10 and 10, and it should be fine. All right, let's take a look at this probing. There we go, guys. We got it. We just need to fix our Z-Safe homing numbers. Easy enough to do. Easy enough. But anyway, guys, I do apologize that I've been spacing out. I got hyper focused on making it work, and I haven't kept up with chat, so my bad. Make a Viking negative. You think you were right. What do we got here? Exposition negative, probe exposition, and the docs negative. Okay, thank you, Shane. We did get that. So, and then Filament Vic, yours was at a negative 45, which mine's negative 43. We're pretty close. What else we got going on here? Oh, guys, same spiel as always. I wouldn't be a YouTuber if I didn't do it. Feel free to become a member if you like what you see. Memberships are down below. There's a $2.99, $4.99, and if you're really nuts, $24.99. It is monthly. Feel free to help me out if you want to. If you want to help me out right away, Cash App, PayPal, and Venmo are all linked down below. If you send something on Venmo, I got to throw this out there. If you send it on Venmo and you send it public and you do like the eggplant emoji and like the wet lips or whatever, all my friends and family will see that. So feel free if you send Venmo to embarrass me on Venmo for those who follow my feed. Otherwise, like Nero says, if you're like a real badass, feel free to gift some subs, you know, or some memberships. Feel free to gift memberships if you'd like. I know Bearded Bucket did the other night when he was on here. He gifted 5 of the $4.99 memberships. I was like, holy hell! I thought he did the $2.99 ones. No, he did 5 of the $4.99s. It's pretty awesome. Plus, you get the awesome green name in chat, and you get the little MMN next to it, like just Pushprint has. Okay, since we know that's working, let's put that safe homing number back. Let's get in the right place here. Machine, printer config, and then let's go back to the safe homing. We had that at, what was it? Well, it'd be 156.5. 156. Save and restart. Oh, and we got to change the number to 10 too. Whoops. I messed that up too. Printer config. Scroll down. And we want to have it start at 10. So 10 and 10. There we go. Save and restart. And now let's do that again. So we'll go back to our height map. We'll home everything real quick. Did somebody... What is telling me it's ready? What print or printer? Hulk is in a standby state. Well, it's because this one sees it as Hulk too, so I have to change this one. Yep. Anyway, there, it's homed. Now let's calibrate. We gotta set it as the default. Gotta remember to click default. Come back over here. And there we go. We are in about 10 and down about 10. So there we go. 1. There we go. That build plate didn't look too off either. To be honest with you, it was all still pretty blue, so that's pretty cool. Your 5M Pro and working on a Delta. Nice. Tanner, just so you know, I know that you did see possibly that there's a void here where my Adventurer 5M was. The reason my Adventure 5M is not here is because I gave it to my niece and nephews over the weekend because it's a good printer. It just works. You know that. I had to give them a printer because I have too many and I wanted to give them something that would just work. So I gave them the Adventurer 5M. I'm kicking myself in the ass for getting rid of that because it's a good printer. But at the same time, I do have this guy now. I have that guy. I have that guy. So those 3 and then the bear that I have at work are like my 4 go-tos. That's why I took the bear to work because those are my 4 go-tos. So it's nice to have those. And then we've got project-y stuff. The Sender 5 that I'm giving back to a student at the school. Behind that, the orange thing is the baby belt, which I will have to rebuild and get up and running. And then the ANET A8 Plus, which is back there, I'm going to start working on that one because I want to give that one away. So yeah, can't beat it for the price. Yeah, it is. I mean, $299 $249 if you can find it on sale, but $299 for the Adventurer 5M. It's a hell of a machine for sub $300. You know, I think I got it for the 249. Okay, there we go. The range is only 5.8. So for a Creality, that's not bad. It's really not bad for a Creality taco bed. I'll take it. So there you go. Calibration is done now. So we have the ability to level the bed. I didn't heat it up either though, so maybe I should heat it up and run it again. What do you guys think? Should we heat up the bed real quick and then run it again? Let's see. Do I have any presets? Yes, I do. Let's preheat. There we go. We'll get it preheating. We'll preheat and run it again just to see when the bed's heated up how much more warped it becomes. That SBC, did you use the Hulk? Oh, what SBC did I use for the Hulk? For the Hulk right there, that one's actually running the Libre Alta board. So it's got Libre Alta in it. For this one here that's using the same theme is a Raspberry Pi 4. So heat soak, pre-mesh, yeah, good idea since you're going to be printing. Oh, you're not going to be printing on cold bed. Yep. So that's what I said. We'll crank it up. We'll let it heat up and give it a minute, and then we'll run it. It was $2.99 when you bought it, but had a 150 Amazon gift card. Yeah. Oh, then found the 10% off code. Nice. Hell yeah, brother. You can't beat it for that price. That's a hell of a machine for what you paid for it. Exactly, Lost Ink. Heat it up so that this way we got the warping activated. But yeah, gotta love Creality and their taco beds. You paid $440 including shipping plus 25% VAT tax. Yeah, I hate the fact that you get slammed with a VAT, dude. That sucks. But you also did, you know, that is the Pro though. So yeah, I mean, can't complain there. And yeah, for $134 out of pocket for that thing, it's a hell of a machine. If I can acquire another one, I will put one back in the group. I do like my K1s. They're nice, but they're a bit more pricey. Not much. I can find them used on Marketplace for like $300, but I don't have $300. You know what I mean? Like, we're all hurting. So I understand when there's no, like, nothing going on with the channel, just a lot of watching. I get it, man. We're all broke. So I throw it out there though, just because if you got a few bucks jingling, I could really use it. Be greatly appreciated. But again, it's never required. So I will continue to stream just to stream. But we are up to 210. We are almost up to 60 on the bed. We'll give it a minute or two once it hits 60, and then we'll go back here to our height map. Run it again. But everybody, remember the range is currently 5.8. So let me go back here. Just remember our current range is 5.8. A sticker and a lollipop. Nice. Ordered via Alley was your best option. Yeah. I understand, Viking. For you where you're at, sometimes that is the definite way to go. So. But yeah, hopefully, good sir, it's a good machine for you. I can't see the Pro being, you know, worse than the regular Adventurer 5M. I can't see it being worse. I mean, you're talking full enclosure, so it should, in theory, be better because you can print high temp materials with it. So, I think it'd be good. But, all right, let's go ahead and let's run the calibrate again. Yes, I saved it as default again. I don't care. I'm just using it as my default. We'll let it run. There we go. All right. And then the other thing we got to do is we got to set our Z offset. So we're going to have to do our probe offset. That's why you bought the Pro for, yeah, your polycarbonates, ASAs, ABSs. Yeah. You're tempted to get the camera upgrade for yours. It's only $25. Yeah. Need to get for rare. Friend rare print parts. Yeah. So it's saying 579 is the current default. We'll see. It said 586, but it says 579. We'll see what it is here when it's done. And moving at 150 millimeters a second for this is not hurting anything. It's moving pretty good. I'm not hearing any crazy jumping, skipping, nothing like that. Let's see, how are the motors? It's warm to the touch, but it's not bad. Let me check the other ones. It's warm to the touch. So that one's hardly even. And then Z is moving like crazy, so. And they're all warm to the touch. So voltage wise I should be good. And then if I want to get crazy and put the jumpers back on for X and Y and then go sensorless, we can maybe attempt that. The nice part is I can always steal the end stop switch from Z on there and put it on the Y and then take my end stop back for my Ender 3. But, yeah. I think if I rebuild the Ender 3, I'll just make it sensorless. 566. So it got better. It got better with heat. Nice. Good to know it warms up and gets a little better. You know, so here's our X and here's our Y. So let's spin it. So there you go. Looking at Y to the front and X to the side. Yeah. All right. So here's the crazy taco. You have this weird little low spot here. Down in through here, we got this weird little low spot. And it kind of drops off right there. So it's more like a taco bowl than a taco. Sensorless on a stock MC or MCU? No. Not on stock. This one's running a Big Tree Tech E3V3 that I stole out of my baby belt. I have a mini E3V12 that I'm not sure what the heck happened to it, but maybe we'll try and revive it and throw it in the Ender again and see if we can get up and running with some Klipper action going on in there. Yeah. So, but all right. Bed leveling is working. That is all working. Now we got to do our probing. So let's go back to our dashboard. Actually, we can go to console here. Let's do, what is it? Probe calibrate, right? I think it's probe _ calibrate. Oh, it's calibrating in the, I gotta tell it to home first. My bad. Hold on. Let's abort that. Let's first tell it, let's go back here. Tell it to home everything first, so it's in the center. And then we'll do our probe calibrate. I don't think you guys care to see that so much as you'd probably rather see more of that. Let me find a post-it note. I need a small piece of paper for my checking here. And then let's go back here and do the probe calibrate. Come over here now. Make sure that doesn't get lost. Let that move over. There we go. Now we can go down the 5. Let's see. There's that. Let's go right about, I think right about there. Pretty good drag there. We'll accept that. All right. So the Z probe offset is 1.102. Let's save config so it saves that in there. And if we get any error messages, we'll know and we can fix it. We got no error messages. Good. Now let's home everything again. Our probe is now set. Filament Vic gifted 1 membership to, or wait, Popaway gifted a membership to Filament Vic. Popaway, thank you. Thank you. Greatly appreciated, man. Never required, but greatly appreciated. And I'm sure that Filament Vic, or that Popaway was gifted. Sorry, Filament Vic thank you for gifting Pop Away the sub. So thank you for that. Pop Away. You got a gifted sub from Filament Vic. Filament Vic, by the way, hope you're doing well. I may have already said that to you, but I want to say it again. If I didn't say it to you, now I did. All right. Probe offset is done. We ran a bed level. I'm not gonna lie, I did a PID tune on these I did PID tunes last night, so the PID tune was done. I didn't think everyone wanted to wait for a bed PID tune, which would take forever. We do need to fix something in the macros section, so let's go into the macros section here, and we're going to go to the filament load and unload, because we need to load and unload filament. And I'm going to do a quick rough measurement. Let's see. We are at let's see. I wish I had a cloth tape measure. So we get to this point, we're at 230, and then from here to there we're at 300. So 230 and 300 is 530, and then 530 and 2, we'll say 534. We'll say 530, and then from 530 we'll slow it down. So for loading, we're going to do, it says 40 and 30. We're going to extrude 530. We can take out one of these guys, and then the last we'll do 25 at 200. That should hopefully be good. And then as for the reversing, we're going to reverse out, we'll say 540. Actually, we'll do 535. And then what's our numbers there? 25 we did, so then we'll tell it 20. Now we'll do 30. So I go a little extra, and then we'll take out this last one here. There we go. What am I missing here? Need to watch this as just yesterday and got no clue how I get it to work. Load and unload. Yeah. So basically what I'm doing in here is I'm going into the load unload macros, and I'm changing your G1E 530 for me is the extrude 530 millimeters at 400. So it's going slower. It's going to just kind of pull the filament up slow. I could get silly and crank that number up more, which I'm gonna go to 600 on the feed, and then for the last part we'll leave it at 200 so it pushes in slow. Yours is a lot cleaner than the one you edited. Oh yeah, thank you, good sir. Thank you. What am I breaking now? Not much, Digital Dragon. Hey, when are you going live? Because aren't you streaming tonight too? Are you streaming tonight or is it tomorrow night? And you're over on Twitch, so when are you streaming? But I was changing those numbers to kind of work hopefully in my favor. Let's see what happens. We're gonna actually, now that we've got it somewhere, let's see here. Our hot end cooled down, so let's go ahead and heat up the hot end. So let's go back into our presets. We'll just preheat for PLA. We'll get everything warmed up. 6 p.m. Okay, so at 6 p.m. your time, which is what, 7 p.m. my time? Because you're on the East Coast, right? So you're 6 p.m. East. So Digital Dragon and Steve Builds will both be streaming. So if you want to simulcast or dual stream, I recommend those two streams. But we'll get this thing heating up a little bit, and then we'll pull the filament out, and then I'll tell it to load filament, and we'll see if I got it right. Actually, I'll tell it to unload the filament first. We'll test the unload. Yes, 6 p.m. Eastern. So there you go. 6 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. my time, which is 3 hours, 2.5 hours away. So we got time. We'll make something happen. Fingers crossed we may even get a print started before the end of this one. And then I can start working on like using Orca Slicer's calibration stuff to calibrate settings. So that'd be pretty cool. Get something printing. The nice part, Filament Vic, the nice part is if you take the time to go through just one config file and clean it up as you go through as you build more, just copy and paste your current config and just change pinouts and whatever else you need to change. And then you'll have one kind of completed. All right, let's go ahead and hit unload. And let's see. It says it's unloading. Oh, extrude is too large. 530 is too much. So we have to put a bunch of them in there. We have to put a bunch of... We have to put a bunch of them in there. Sorry, guys. So we have to put a bunch of smaller ones in to make it actually go. So it is getting angry with me because it's telling me 530 is too much. So we can't move 530 at once, but we can break that down into several others. Thank you, Creality, for the long Bowden tube. I do believe there is a way to bypass that. I just don't remember what it is. So go back in here. Oh, wrong one. I'm going to the macros. And we'll scroll down until we find the load and unload again. And instead of 530, we'll do, I think you can do 100, right? Or set the max extrude value. Low sync, where's that part? Where do I got to put that part? Help me out here. Because I don't remember. It's not showing up in here, so I'm assuming it has to be under the printer config, right? Under the extrude. So I go under extrude, extruder. Let's see. Extruder, max temp, min temp, rotational distance, extrude. I think I put it in here, right? Just maximum extrude value, or maximum underscore extrude. I think that's where it goes, right? Let's do a quick Google. Of course, we're starting with Klipper max extrude length. Sparky got upset when he saw how confused that is. Hey, there we go. Max extrude distance, or extrude only distance 1000. Yeah, I can go do that. We can just copy that from you. So low sync, thank you for the quick cheat. And that goes under the extrude, right? I just put it right here. Oh, we gotta take the little dots out. But I believe that's where I put that. I will wait momentarily for you to tell me yes or no. Yes, thank you. All right, now let's save and restart. And then let's just see. Actually, extrude and retract, right? So we should be good. Okay. Preheat, PLA again. Shouldn't take very long because it's already there. We should be good. All right. Now that I know that I'm right, because chat told me so, let's find our macros here. There we go. And now let's tell it to unload. There we go. Now it's working. And it is just throwing that filament back. Holy cow. Let's see if it gets out far enough. It did not. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna mark it and see how much longer we had. We're gonna steal Digital Dragon's trick. By the way, Digital Dragon, I give you all kinds of credit for this. The whole put tape on the filament to mark it. I'm not using tape, I'm using labels, but it's what I got. We're gonna check it right there. And now we're gonna pull out the rest. Okay, since we know what we pulled based on the numbers we put in before, we were short based on those numbers, we were short by, we'll say 90. So we got to add 90 back in. Okay, so we got to add 90 to our start number, or our unload numbers. So let's go in here, go into the macros config, go down to our unload, and we're going to add 90 more in. So unload 90 more. Geez, that's insane. I was way off then. So let's go ahead and make that, what is that? That's going to be 90 more would put us at, it's 12, so 2, 1, 625. So 625. There we go. 625. And because I'm thinking that's probably going to be pretty close there, we'll take this up to 625 as well. And then let's go ahead and save and restart. And then we'll go back to the dashboard, heat it up so we're good. Preheat, PLA. Now I'm going to nip the tip on that because it did get a little mushroomy. And then we're going to go ahead and load the filament. Where the heck did my filament go? There we go. Get this all untangled. Cut this little tip off of there. Let's get this up in there. Just get it barely pinched in the extruder through. There we go. All right. Now let's send it home. Let's see what happens when we load. Oh, that's too slow. We are going to have to speed up the loading process through the Bowden tube because that is still just so slow at only 600. I think I made it. Forgot to use Sharpie an hour later. Wondered why your print had black spots on it. Yeah, like I said, I stole that idea from Digital Dragon. He was doing that on stream. He was just sticking a piece of tape on there. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. We'll see if my numbers are correct, though. And we'll see if I am close enough now to when I get up there, when it slows down that little bit. Because if I'm getting close and it still hasn't purged yet, then I can leave that number and just crank up that feed speed so that it feeds way faster. 3DHP Jerry, what's going on, good sir? Feel free to tell everybody about what's going on tomorrow. Drop a link so they know where to find you. We are oozing already. And then it just kicked down even slower. So, we'll, oh, there it goes and it stopped. Okay. So now, yes, everybody, listen to Jerry. He's got important information about tomorrow evening. Be there or be square. And while he's doing that, I'm going to scroll back into my load filament. And we're going to kick this back to, for my sanity, we're going to make this 600. And we're going to double my extrude here to 50. Yeah, 50. And then we're going to crank up our feed speed. Let's go. Let's live dangerously, shall we, guys? What do you think? 5,000? Let's make it 5,000. Let's live dangerously. And then it'll feed that last 50 at 200. Save and restart. Go back to the dashboard. Wait patiently for it to heat up. Which thankfully it doesn't cool down very fast. But now let's go ahead and unload and reload. So unload filament. There we go. It popped filament and it spun for just a few. So we're pretty damn close there. Now let's go ahead and get this little booger off the end because, you know, go figure, Creality hot ends. There we go. Let's get this thing restarted and then we'll pump it through and see what happens. Uh-oh. Come on. I didn't nip that end very well. There we go. Make sure I get up into the Bowden tube. I'd hate for it to force against the tube and then get angry. Come on. Go figure. There. Now, what is going on here now? Let's re-angle that end. I gotta turn my AC on, guys, so I'm sorry if in a minute you guys hear the fan spinning or you hear the AC. Rip Bowden coupler. Yeah, that's my thought. Throw them things in the garbage. Jerks. Let me back this up a little bit and let's grab the old wrench and give it a twist and see what the hell is going on in there. Shouldn't be that hard. Thankfully the wrench is here. The AC is now on. I need air, guys. I'm sorry. I wonder if when that came back out, if it left a little blip in there. You know what? Hold on. Give Dan a second, because Dan has a whole bunch that came with cap tube. They're a little bit wider there. 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 A nice fresh one. Hey, look at that. All right. That's in there now. Quick swap. All right. Now that we're up to... Do it. Hey, do it. Did you get hold of Jeremy, by the way? He was asking. I told him I would try and reach you. I've been sidetracked and whatnot. So if you would, please get a hold of him. He's really worried because Murph is coming up and he would like to recruit the services of your employment. Anyway, all right, let's hit load and let's see how this does now that it's ripping. Oh, look at that. Look at Look at that thing ripping. You guys can't see it, but let's see. We're getting close. And then it slows down. And it's spitting out filament. There we go. Hell yeah. Speed up that load and unload. We're going to burn up that Creality motor. That's what we're going to do. The hell with it. Awesome, do it. Thank you, good sir. Just wanted to, well, I was thinking of it. I saw your name. I wanted to think of it. But anyway, that being said, back to the, I got to be a YouTuber again for a minute because that's what YouTubers do. Remember, if you like what you see, feel free to become a member. Memberships are $2.99, $4.99, and if you're really crazy, $24.99. You can also gift memberships if you want to be Billy Badass in the group and gift some memberships. Feel free to do that. I won't argue with that. If you want to help today, feel free to do so with either PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo, all linked down below in the description. And one thing I want to tell you, because I'm waiting to see who's going to be the first smart ass to do it, if you click on Venmo and you send me money and you send it as public, you can do silly things in there that people on my friends list will see, like the suggestion I've been throwing out there, not that I expect it, but somebody might want to do it, is you can always throw an eggplant and then like the sloppy mouth one, you know, so my friends and family will see that on my feed as to why you sent me money was for an eggplant that was very delicious. It was mouth-watering. Anyway, that being said, back to over here. Okay, so it looks like our extrude and retracts or our loads and unloads are set correctly. So that seems to be good. I'm going to unload and load one more time. So let's unload. And I know I'm going to put this on the big screen now so you guys can kind of see how quick it's pulling that filament back. There you go. Now, because again, Creality doesn't, I should probably tell it to push before it pulls, but I don't. But that's okay. We can fix that in the unload script. We can tell it to extrude 5 or 10 and then tell it to retract the rest of the way, you know. But anyway, let's get this back up in here. Push it up through. Look at that. Put a new coupler on there. Works just fine. 60th birthday stream. Live YouTube and Twitch. 1 p.m. Pacific. 10 filament giveaways. 10 one-roll filament giveaways. That's 10 individual kilograms being given away to 10 So 10 individuals will get a roll of filament on Jerry's stream. Set up macros to apparently. Yeah, just push for it, brother. We will talk about all kinds of shit, man. I'm game to talk about whatever, man. I will help you with what I can when I get time. The last few evenings have been kind of like hustle and get this thing done. I want to try and get this thing done. If I can't get it done by the weekend, I'll have it over the weekend to dial in some profile settings and stuff, and then I can send that along on the SD card with it so he can copy those in. So 5 Ziltech and 5 Polymaker worldwide, where they ship. So Ziltech will be US, and then Polymaker will be worldwide, wherever Polymaker ships. So, all right. That being said, we just put the filament back in, so let's go ahead and hit load. We're watching it speed through. I'm going to watch and see if I feel a skip or see a skip in here. Nope. About the time it hits is about the time it slows down. So, damn, did I measure that out right? Just guesstimating to start and then measuring that last little bit. Because about the time it hits the nozzle and the tubes tightens up, it slows down and then just starts oozing out the rest. So that's awesome. That part's good. Yes. All right. Our load and unload macro is good. Here's all the purge we're getting out when we purge it, so it's not a crazy amount. So there you go. Load and unloads are working. Yeah. All right. So you measured with real math instead of man math? No, Digital Dragon. I used man math first. I got close. And then I was, I was just about, just a couple millimeter off, not much. What was it? About 5 millimeters off, right? About 5 mil off. So you just had to add 5 mil in. Plus or minus 90. So, but there we go. Loads and unload macros are working. The lengths are pretty good. When it unloads, it spits it out. It still rolls for a little bit, but then it stops. So that's good. I would rather have it still keep running just a little bit after. And then going in. Yeah, let's fix the unload real quick though. We're going to tell it to extrude first and then tell it to pull back. So first thing we're going to do is we'll go into the macro. We'll put that in there. Let's go into the macros. Let me get on the screen here for you. We're going to go into the macros, come down to the unload script. We want to add in here a G1E. So let's do a G1 space E. I'm going to do E5 because might as well do just 5 is enough. Just extrude 5. And then we'll do that at a lower speed. So we'll do an F200 there. So it's a slow push. And then it'll automatically flip after that into 625 back at 5,200. And then it'll slow down to the last 30 coming out at 1,000. And on the load, we're doing E600 at 5,000 to load, so it shoots up through that chunk of Bowden tube, and then that last 50 is being pushed at 200, so it slows down and then just pushes it out, so it's not grinding or skipping or anything, because you don't want to force filament through faster than the hot end can melt it. Gary, what's up? Hope you're doing well. How's Mr. T? I pity the fool. Oh man, I gotta show you guys this. I'm gonna have to get a picture of it. I redid the bear. I redid the theme for the bear printer, and I used AI to generate a bear, Mr. T as a bear, and then because again I call it BA Bear Raucous, I may have borrowed Mr. T's slogan and modified it a little bit to say I pity the spool instead of I pity the fool. And on the spool, I had it CGI. I had it AI me a filament spool, and on the filament spool it says "I pity the spool." And then I took that spool and put it on, like over the bear, like the bear's like this with his arm, and would be. So it's pretty badass. I'll have to get a screenshot of it and post it on X tomorrow since the printer's at work and I'm at home. But I'll get a screenshot of the theme and post it up on X. So watch on X tomorrow for that. Again, MakerMind Nexus everywhere. So if you haven't found me and you're new here, I'm MakerMind Nexus on everything. So if you look up MakerMind Nexus, that's me, most likely. If you see the MMN, the logo, yeah, that's this guy. Just received, or put the receiver on the desk again. Mic is cutting out. Gotcha. My bad. My bad. One of these days I'll get one of them fancy microphones and won't have that problem. This coupler, I am not even going to try and leave out. Bye-bye Creality garbage. I'm using one of the good ones that came with my cap tube. Holy cow, I had a moment, guys. I do apologize. But all right, so now we have that. We have a bed mesh. We have our offset, our Z-probe offset done. We've made the changes in the filament. Now it's going to go ahead and push 5 before it extrudes. Let's go ahead and save and restart. I want to test it just to make sure, so we'll do it one more time. Let's get back into our temps. PLA, there we go. Let's go ahead and do an unload real quick here. I'll make it big, and not that you guys can't see it. I'll tell you if it's right or not. That logo sounds awesome. I think it's pretty freaking sweet myself, but I'll post it up on X tomorrow when I'm at work. But let me go ahead and do an unload. Pulls in and then unwinds. Okay. So it did go first. There we go. It helped, but not enough. Maybe I should tell it to go a little bit more. But that's all right. We'll adjust if it becomes a bigger issue down the road. I'll readjust. But for right now, let's get a. What do you guys think? We know all of our movements are correct. We know that our stuff is moving in the right direction. Let's load filament now. Bam! Load filament. And off it goes. Up the tube. And get ready for it to come out the hot end. There it goes, coming out the hot end. The AC is blowing directly on the bed of this thing. But there we go. There we go. Okay. We think set up a Orca Slicer profile real quick and then make that happen. Let's go into Orca Slicer now. That's on the wrong printer, so let's go into the little dotty dots here. We're going to add in an Ender 5. Actually, I have the Ender 5 in here already. I just need to switch some stuff around. So let's do that. Let's see here. Oh, it's hung up. Give it a minute. There we go. I'm not going to add another Ender 5. We'll just go in here. We'll go down to Ender 5. Let's go ahead and discard that, discard that. Let's delete that print off of there real quick. Spin this guy around. Now let's click on the little connection here. Octo and Klipper. And we know that that one is, what was the IP address? Guess I should have paid attention to the IP address. We'll just copy and paste. Minimize that. Paste that back in, or paste it in. We're going to take out everything but the IP address. It doesn't need anything else. Just your IP. Hit test. Look at that. It's working properly. All right. And then this one, I am going to go ahead and just name Baby Hulk. We'll just name it Baby Hulk. Hit OK. Now we have Baby Hulk. We need to make some modifications here. First off, G code is Klipper. And then machine code, we need to make sure we have our proper start G code. For that, we're going to steal from one of the other printers because might as well. It's a lovely part. Oh, whoops, hold on. Save that. Here we go. We need this top portion. Just need the top portion. Copy that. That's the part where it says M190S and then bed temp initial layer single. And then it says M109 nozzle temp initial layer. Then under that it says print underscore start, because that's how I have it set up in the macro. I'll show you that here in just a minute. What was the 500 printer you have? I don't have a 5. Oh, you're talking to Vic. Okay. Yeah, I don't have a 500 printer. Anyway, let's go to Baby Hulk. Now we can take all of this out of here. Delete all of this. And paste that part in. And then under the NG code, take all that out. And then we just do print underscore end, because that's how the macros are set up. And I will show you that here momentarily. Save it as Baby Hulk, because that's what it is. It's the Baby Hulk. You almost missed the stream. Pop away. I'm glad you're here. You got, yeah, I'm glad you're here. You're awesome. And Filament Vic gifted you a membership. So since you're here and Filament Vic is here, let him know how awesome that was of him. Okay. So back to what I was saying. If we go under device now it's the nice part about Orca Slicer. I can go under device and then get to everything. If I go to machine and I go to my macros, you'll see right here at the top, it says print underscore start. So I need to make sure that's in there. And then with print underscore start, it'll do a status home. And they'll say it's homing on the screen. Then it'll move to 0, or it'll move to the 0 position, which is fine for this situation. It can move to 0. Status mesh and then calibrate mesh, those can get taken out because those are for the LEDs, but I'll leave them in there for now. But then it'll go ahead and start and it'll go through the process of moving to 5.5 and then doing its, it'll move 5.5 and extrude. And then it'll move through and do its extrude out and back. And then you'll have some more movement. And the only thing that's really missing is the, oh no, bed mesh calibrate. It's right up here. My bad. So it'll do a bed mesh. But yeah, there's that. And then under end print, it just goes in and basically moves to its float position and then just shuts everything down. So it'll do all that. And then we've got to get our load and unload. Got our PID tunes for the hot end and the bed. Got our M600 in there for filament changes, if we do a filament change, and then we've got our bed leveling. So really, all I've got to do is grab bed leveling right here. I think it's already up there, but if it's not, I think it was. Now bed mesh calibrate, that's what's in there. That's fine. Now we'll save and restart. There's nothing we really changed. But there we go. Let's go back into Orca. Oh, we were in Orca. My bad, we were in Orca. I was dumb. I forgot that I added it in there. Michael Cassell, good to see you, sir. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're staying out of trouble, staying out of jail. Chris Travis, good to see you. The same thing. Do I have a cancel macro? I do not have a cancel macro in there. You are correct, but that's okay. We'll add a cancel macro in later. Right now, I just want to send a print. So let's go in here. Let's grab our 3D duck. So let's go into my print files. Wow, is my system like slow right now? Streaming is taxing on the system, huh? Go back up, 3D duck. I'm gonna load the Dapper Dan duck. All right, we'll use the generic PLA profile and stuff like that. 3, 3, and 3. We'll do 10% infill, and for the sake of a little more speed, we'll just go rectilinear. Yeah, we'll just do rectilinear, it'll be fine. Speeds, we're gonna leave as defaults for right now. Support is off, which is fine. Skirt, I usually like to do a couple more layers thanks to a recommendation from Mr. Nero. But there we go, we'll do 3. Gives me a little more time to adjust the offset if I need to. And then let's go ahead and slice the plate. And let's go ahead and throw the print out there. And we're going to go ahead and upload and print. And now that that's going, I'm going to go back to the main. Time to upgrade to Threadripper Pro. God, don't I wish. Don't I wish? This thing's a I something. It is now heating up. I hope the wind's not blowing in on you guys. There we go. Get that out of there. All right. Yeah, I think we all do. Align the that damn seam. No, I am not aligning the seam. I am gonna drive you nuts, low sink. I hope that unaligned seam gives you nightmares. All right, just waiting for it to heat up. On the screen here, I see a duck, so that's a good thing. Oh, I gotta find a case for this. If any of you guys know, triggered. I'm glad I could be the one to trigger you today. But if any of you guys could find me a decent case that I can throw some ears on to mount this on 2020, it's the Pi TFT 43 with the Pi in the back. So if anybody can find me a decent case for that, oh, I must have hit cancel or something. Hold on. Oh, I wiggled it and it lost connection, so I just broke it. We got to go back and look and see what I did. Yeah, shut down webhooks. Da-da-da. Console. Yeah, I hit the stupid button. Playing with my hands. I should know better than to touch the damn thing. Let's restart and restart. Stop playing with it. I agree. Shouldn't do that on stream. Get yourself in trouble, right? So, there we go. Let's start the print again. Let's not touch the screen, but just know that I need an enclosure for the Big Tree Tech Pi TFT 43 with the Pi behind it. So I'd like to get an enclosure to put it all together in one. If not, and you find just a decent screen cover, I can always double-sided tape the Pi down in here, but it'll be a pain in the ass to get power to it. So I'd like to, you know, I think, and I mean, I know, I have a 5-volt buck converter at work that I just took out of my Bear because my Bear, let me do this, there we go. Because the Bear currently has the Big Tree Tech Pi in it. It's the 1.2, 1.0 or 1.2, one of them, but it's the Big Tree, the BTT Pi. And that has the 24 volts that can go directly into it. So I'm running 24 volts into that thing. And I took the buck converter out because I figured there's no point in having the buck converter when the Pi can just take it direct. So I can take that little 5-volt buck converter that I have and stick that under there and run it off the 24 and then run that directly into the Pi. So I could house all that up underneath. There you go. That's what I'm going to do. I'll bring that home tomorrow. I forgot to grab it today. So I'll bring it home tomorrow and solder up some wires on there. And yeah, so we'll do that tomorrow night. After, like, Jerry stream is during the day, and then by the time I get home from work and then he wraps up, whenever that'll be, who knows, it might be 6 hours. But if he leaves me enough time in the day, because I don't want to take away from his birthday, but if he leaves me enough time in the day, we'll do that tomorrow night. If not, and he runs long, which, go there, hang out with him. It's his birthday, he's 60. Go show some love. But then we'll just do that on Thursday. We'll put the 5-volt buck converter in. We'll stick the Pi under there. And then I can just mount the screen separate, just right up here. That's my thought. I can just put it right on this rail or mount it. I'd like to mount it just right off the rail here, have an enclosure. And then that'll give me a reason to actually flip the screen 90, and we can do Klipper screen on the long instead of on the, or on the tall instead of on the long. That'd be pretty cool, I think. I think I should learn how to flip the screen and then flip everything. The screen and the touch. Be pretty awesome. Like I said, then we can just put that here on the long, and I've got a longer ribbon cable floating around here somewhere. I'm not trying to touch it, but I have a longer ribbon cable floating around here somewhere for the Pi screen. At some point this week, I got to record a video to put up on YouTube for the Panda Touch, working with the A1 Mini, so people know that it works. Who's turning 60? 3D HP, Jerry. So if you're not following 3DHP on YouTube, just go give them a follow. Here's the ribbon cable. See, I have a longer cable that I can connect, so I can always just plug it into the back of the screen, slide it down into the case here, and then plug it into the pod. It's not very long, but I can figure something out. I've worked with smaller. No, Viking, I'm not going to be 60. You know that. You're only 5 minutes younger than me. Okay. We are homing. We are meshing. All right. We're doing a home and a mesh. Two good things. That means the bed mesh is working and it homed properly. It's up to temp. So here we go. Fingers crossed. I could set it so that when it does the bed probe that it sets the hot end to 770 or 170 instead of 220, but live dangerous, leave blobs. So we want to I should make that a shirt, right? On the back. Oh, look at that. I got something stuck to my back here. What is it? Oh, it's part of my shirt ripped away. Look at that. Wow. Oh, dang it. Well, part of my shirt ripped off. I didn't even know that. Nobody told me today. Huh. Well, this is not the ones that you get if you get it from the Stream Elements. This is one of the ones I had made locally by a friend. I was in a hurry. And yeah, most of the N is gone. So this was one that was made locally by a friend for Rocky Mountain, so I had some shirts because I wasn't going to get shirts shipped to me in time. Need a little bit for the shirt. Probably going to have to order some more off my Stream Elements, which the link is down below. If you guys want to get a t-shirt, it just has the Maker My Nexus on here. It doesn't have that. I think there's one that does have that, but it's direct to garment or it's the print on demand. It's better quality. I'm not going to lie. It's better quality. Here I was thinking that like I had a sticker on my shirt. Nope, it's part of the end. It's stuck there. Oh well. Yeah, pop away. I think that, you know, they were in a bit of a hurry themselves. Okay, prime line went down. Now let's see how this first layer does. Let's see how close I was on my Z-probe offset. Ooh. Are you going to tell me that that actually looks pretty good right out the gate? What? Holy crap. That first layer looks pretty good going down so far, guys. Wow. I'm going to watch this first layer. I'll come sit with you and we'll chat while we wait for this to finish printing. And then, like I said, depending on how long Jerry's stream goes tomorrow, I may stream tomorrow night. If I don't stream tomorrow night, I'll stream Thursday night. And Thursday night, we will do the 5-volt buck converter. I'll do a little soldering on stream. Scary. But I'll do that. We'll get some double-sided and just stick them in there. The pie and that, and just double-sided. I'm going to find a bracket for the pie that I can screw it to, and then I'll just tape that to the underside and then screw the pie to that, so that this way the pie is not directly touching and I'm not sticking tape to the pie. Check Discord. Uh-oh. What did you send me now? Oh, yeah, that one's for the Swamp Dog. That one is for the Vorons. It is nice, but I don't know how I would get that mounted to this guy. So I'll have to look into one for. I'll do some snooping too. But if anybody finds something that's Ender 5 friendly or 2020 extrusion friendly that can be mounted flat, because the idea is, so pretend this is the front. I'd like to mount it so that it faces just straight out. So basically right here, facing straight at him. And I can either mount it long ways or I'll flip it up. I've never done Klipper screen on the vertical, only on the horizontal. I've done it on the vertical, on the tall, not on the long. So, but yeah, my first layer looks Looks good. Holy shit. I'm proud of myself. You guys are awesome. Thanks for helping. I didn't do it by myself. I had friends in the stream to help me along the way. To anybody who's new into the stream, or is just kind of figuring things out here, let me move this down and let's have a chitty chat. My goal back here on YouTube now is going to be to do stuff like this, just rehab printers. And if I don't have a printer to rehab, I'll work on my own stuff. So if you are going to an event and you know I'm going to be there and you have old printers collecting dust, like, you know, Just Push Print, who is going to be bringing me a couple to, at least one to restore and give away, and at least one to work the bugs out on, and then get to another event and get it back to him. So basically it'll be here for me to get working and then play around with until we are going to cross paths at another event, or we agree to meet somewhere in the middle, and then he'll get it back. So it might be one of those, hey, the wife and I need to get away for the weekend. We're going to go halfway to you. Why don't you and the missus get away for the weekend and come halfway to us? But we'll figure something out. But he is planning on coming to Murph and bringing me some printers. If anybody else wants to come to Murph and bring me printers, it will be me in an SUV, and it will be probably either me or me and a daughter, maybe two, and an SUV. So I can fill an SUV with printers. So feel free, if you're coming and you have printers that are sitting there collecting dust, they're garbage, bring them along. I'll fix them, rehab them, and give them away. I'm going to do that with my Ender 3 back here, but, you know, sent a 2020 mount for me. Okay, let me go back to Discord and take a peek. That's on Colts. It is, let's take a look. Oh, it looks like you sent me a couple things. Oh, that's the TV. Nice. But then you sent me a TFT 43. Is that the 43 or the Pi 43? I think it's the same thing, right? Okay, that one's got a little swivel on it. Okay. All right. Interesting. Just kind of thinking something a little more stationary. Ooh, Mama brought me food. Thank you, baby. Hey, that's fine. Hey, look, I got it printing. It's on Klipper. It's running. It's printing. The stream is excited. They're happy for me. I will eat on stream this time so that it doesn't get cold. I'm eating. I told everybody I get one F-bomb and you always steal it. So if they heard that, then they know that you just stole my F-bomb and that my PG-13 rating stands. Viking says hi. I don't know. I don't know why Viking had to say something. He should have waited until you left, because I knew. Viking, why are you being a bully? Hey. Oh, Michael Cassell says hi. Chips. Yeah, poor man's yum yums. I love eating on a budget. It's pork and beans, bacon, hot dogs, and crumpled up potato chips over the top, guys. True. Once you get used to a poor man's diet, you tend to. It is very good. But I'm just saying, once you get used to the poor man's diet, it's hard to get away. Okay, guys, Mama's making me eat. Give me a second. I'm going to die. But that being said, it's delicious. And Viking says, I just said hi, stop nerd. That's not bullying. She wants her Norwegian forest cat, and she says if we have to go to Norway to get one, she's going to hurt you. So just know if we ever show up in Norway. Oh, she says she's already got a policy out on you, bud. Okay. I'm not going to put it down so that while we just hang out and that prints and I'll eat and we'll talk. But honest to goodness, dudes, holy shit, how you been, man?
good to see you. The wife already stole my F-bomb, or I would have dropped that. Then only I'm invited. She already left, so you're safe, Viking. Tor! What's up, brother? Hope you're doing well. Miss you, man. Uh, Wish you could make it into town for Rocky Mountain, or for Midwest. You know. Yes. Well, Mr. Cassell, I'm glad that you're figuring something out. Don't whittle away to nothing, man. Eat, even if it's pork and beans with some bacon and hot dogs and some crumpled up chips over the top. Beans are good for you. It's one of those things where they tell you, oh, beans are bad for you. Nope, beans are good for you. They were saying like chili and other types of beans, good to eat. Working on tickets. Nice. Still jealous of the Trident, man. I gotta stop talking about it and start printing the parts so that I can manifest it, you know? Like, I'll print the parts and then it'll just happen, you know? But, Tor, just throwing this out there. If you know anybody who's got printers in the Illinois area or is going to events and has old printers that they're just sitting there collecting dust, pretty much I'm just going to start doing printer rehab stuff. Like this one here has kind of sparked the rekindled my love of streaming and working on printers. So the plan is I'll just stream while I rebuild the printer and we'll get it up and running and hang out and chat. That helps keep me focused because I have people to talk to while I work instead of me sitting here looking at it and then firing up YouTube and then watching YouTube for hours on end and not getting anything done. Yeah. Maybe I should talk to TH3D and see if he, when he gets down to the end on some of his machines, if he wants to throw them my way, which I know he just keeps rebuilding them and using them. But, but the goal is basically if people have old printers that aren't doing anything, collecting dust, send them my way, I'll refurb them, and then just give them away to someone in the community locally here, or if they have someone in mind they want me to send it to, arrange some kind of a shipping thing, I'll get it done, and then they can cover, or the person receiving, or whoever can cover the shipping it to them so they can have it. Because shipping is going to be nuts for printers. We already know that. Yeah, I saw that, Tor. I'm excited for him, and I hope that everything goes well. I hope that little Miss gets here soon, and that he can then commence with full-blown dad mode and not just, wearing the shorts, the shirts, the shoes, and the hats. Happy, good to see you. Yep, you're just in time for me to eat. The wife came out here and yelled at me and told me I had to eat, and since I have a print going on the printer, still looking good, we're going to let that print. I'm going to eat, and then we're going to kind of see where we're at here. It says it'll be done at 7:35. 7 o'clock my time is when both Digital Dragon and Steve Builds goes live. So about 40 more minutes, and I'm going to wrap this thing up. And I'm going to load Steve on one and Digital Dragon on the other. And I'll have one here and one here, and I'll just kind of watch them until I get a little groggy and my head starts bobbing, and then I'm going to go in and go to bed. Wake up in the morning, take a power shower. I've been finding that instead of taking showers at night, which everybody says shower before bed so you're clean, fine, whatever. If that works for you, you do that. But for me, that morning shower just wakes my dead ass up, and so I like my morning showers. Happy, I'm not exactly certain. I haven't been able to catch any of his builds lately. I've been crazy with stuff around here. I'm excited to know that I'm going to have time tonight to at least catch some of it. So we'll find out together, Happy, if you go over to twitch.com/DigitalDragon72. You need food tour? Get some food, man. Pork and beans, bacon, hot dogs, and Lay's potato chips over the top. If you're really on a budget, just the cheapo potato chips work, you know? Oh, .tv, yeah. Twitch.tv/DigitalDragon72. And then, of course, Steve Builds. If you don't know who Steve Builds is, search him on YouTube. You'll find him. But there we go. No, so that is the hope, though, is that I'll just start rebuilding printers and then giving them to people in the community to kind of help keep the spread, the infection of 3D printing going and growing, at least in my area. Like I said, I've already given away so many printers to staff and students and family. For those who came in late, my Adventurer 5M is now living with my niece and nephews over in the Quad Cities because they came into town over the weekend and left with one of Uncle Dan's printers. So they took the Adventurer because it really is a good printer. And yes, I bought it in February. And yes, I paid for it with money I didn't have, but I wanted it, so I bought it. But I gave it to the kids because they've been harassing Uncle Dan. Every time they come to town, they're like, when are you going to give us a printer? When are you going to give us a printer? And I was like, I looked at my wife and I said, hey, I'm going to send the kids home with a printer. And she said, okay. She doesn't care which one. She doesn't care about these things. These are mine. So I figured I'm not getting rid of the K1 because I like having an enclosed printer that I can throw stuff at and works. And I have the switch wire, but it's a Voron. They're a tinkerer's machine. So if I ever want to just print something, I throw it there. If I want to print something and that one's busy, then I'll throw it on there. I do love my switch wire. That is the one that I got from the Chinese New Year's giveaway from LDO. That thing is awesome. Do I wish it was a Trident? Yes. Am I glad that I have it? Yes. So I wish it would have been a Trident kit, but I will take a switch wire in that beautiful space gray. Love that space gray. I want space gray everything from LDO. So anytime, if Jason's lurking, which I know he's not, but if you're lurking, Jason, and you ever want to send me things, space gray everything. That's all I'm saying. Space gray everything. I would love a fleet of space gray printers from LDO. But I gotta try and convince Mr. First Time Dad send me one of them panels he's got for this thing so I can get rid of that tinted glass panel on there. We'll do that on a stream. We'll install it on a stream and I'll show you guys. You know, be completely honest with you. I can't believe I'm going to do this, but I say stupid shit all the time before I think. So here we go. Ready? I could put the I could replace it, and then we could do like a durability test. Like I could slam it a bunch of times, and I could bump into it wrong, and I love like when I see the videos and I see like when all the videos that Tim's posting, and I see that you can actually see through the damn thing because I was having that problem with this thing the other night. The light that's in there sucks. The light that's up above was reflecting too much off the glass, and I was trying to see the part. So I'm sitting there, and I kid you guys, I kid you guys not. I was sitting there like this, like trying to peek in because I was printing an ASA, and I didn't want to open the door. So, Uncle Jesse, glass one first. So you want me to Uncle Jesse it first, and then see if Tim will be like, be kind and send me one as a, we're sorry you're a moron. I'm not saying that Uncle Jesse's a moron. I'm saying like I would be a moron because like Uncle Jesse did it. I saw it happen. I know it happened. So if I do it, that's just me being a moron. I'm not saying Uncle Jesse's a moron. I kind of like the dude. I think he's a pretty cool guy. I wish he could come to events more and we could see him more. But I understand he's got stuff going on. So Uncle Jesse, if you watch this, come to the shows, man. I really would like to shake your hand. I've been watching your videos for a decade almost. It'd be cool to actually like, nice to finally meet you. An educated accident. Yeah. I mean, if doing this stuff and I start to get a bigger crowd coming in, and Tim wants to start working together on stuff. I know that he did tell me to look into getting the affiliate link set up and doing affiliate stuff on the streams, but this is still growing again. I'm back on YouTube. It's starting to grow. The nice part about YouTube is it's way more permanent than Twitch. So at least the stuff I do will be there forever. So people come back to these and see interesting stuff. Great. And hopefully it'll pick up and I'll have many people watching again like I used to. But until then, I understand, and I don't want to. I have commitment issues. Okay. I don't want to commit to something without being able to prove myself. Let's put it that way. So I don't want to commit. I don't want to get into a relationship and mess it all up. Thank you, wifey. I just did that with Libre. I don't want to mess up again. That was all me, guys. Like I said before, anybody who doesn't know or missed it because I said something yesterday, I will talk about it again. I parted ways with Libre because I wasn't providing them what I thought they should have. There was a, hey, do you just need some time to get your ducks in a row and then we'll keep going? And I said, no, I don't want to make you wait for me to try and figure out my personal stuff and things like that. I still want to work with you. I still love you guys. I still love your products. I still want to support you. I still want to use your products and all of my stuff as new things come out. If you want to send them to me, I will do stuff with them, put them in printers, and we'll make things happen. And there was a definite yes, we will do those kinds of things. And then there was a, when I stream, maybe one night bring, Daf from Libre, bring him on and talk more about the boards and let people ask questions and maybe do some like live troubleshooting and helping people. So look forward to maybe that coming up. If that's going to, not if, but when that becomes a thing, I will be streaming it. We'll schedule it out far enough that I will be tweeting it in social media everywhere. Hey guys, this is going to happen this day, this time. Get your Libre questions ready so you guys will know and be able to come. You'll know that's the stream you definitely want to make. Let's put it that way. So, because I know a lot of people who got the boards at Rocky Mountain and had some questions. So I know that talking directly to the man would make life easier. And I plan to make some more content for them. Work on videos for them. So like when they have features and stuff that are coming out that they want to show off, I'll make the videos for them, put them up there. They can put them up on the Libre channel and then, we'll work together like that. So that is the hope. That is the hope that we can make those things continue to work together like this and make that happen and get him on camera so you guys can talk to him more, because I know that you guys enjoyed seeing him at Rocky Mountain. That's awesome. I will let him know. I'll let him know, Just Push Print. Swamp Dog. But yeah, I'll let him know, man. Because I know he is kind of wanting to get, out into the community more and talk more. His thing is, I just got the chip stuck right here, and I don't have a drink. So, okay, it passed the point of no return. It's going down now. But I know his primary focus is everything, not just 3D printing, obviously. His boards are used all over the place, but he is seeing a nice little interest in the 3D printing community with his boards. So, of course, he wants to talk to people in the community and help us the best he can. He's been working on the mainsail image so that there'll be a legitimate mainsail OS image available for the Libre boards on the mainsail OS site. So you'll be able to just go grab it, download it, burn it to an SD, plug it into your Libre board. Nice part is, because the Libre boards have an actual BIOS, installing the OS is really easy, and it's one image, or it may be one or two images, because there may be a couple for the older boards But I know he's working right now with some of the boards that have the was it EUFI EUFI? I always mess that up. But anyway, that have the BIOS on them. So it's just one image. You download it, write it to the SD. You can plug it into one board, boot it up, and it's good to go. You take it out of that board, plug it into the other board. It'll do a quick little and it's good to go again. So it's kind of the nice part, you know. So that is the hope, is that he'll get that done. I don't know when, but he'll get that done. And again, for those who have Manta boards, just know that there's going to be hopefully something coming out by year's end. I really want to get my hands on that so I can try that out and see how they do. I don't want to outright say anything, but I'll hint and let you guys wonder. The print is looking good. Mama gave me a plate full. Holy cow. That print is looking amazing. It's printing in the right direction. It's not printing backwards. It's printing in the right direction. The print is looking beautiful. It really is. Like, you guys will see it. Like, so far, it's looking beautiful. We'll know more when it gets higher up on the duck. If anybody's wondering what I'm printing the Dapper Dan duck. You can find it on Thangs under Built Over Bot. Built Over Bot over on Thangs. Him and his wife. They have the Dapper Dan duck that they did for me, kinda. It was they did a duck without the top hat, and my daughter's volleyball team wanted a duck with a top hat. So I printed a bunch of little top hats, and on the stream I was talking about how I printed these little top hats, and I was showing them, and Bob saw it, and he was like, we could probably make that happen. And then he made it. And because he wanted to stick with the 3D theme, and I kept talking about him being a dapper duck, of course, they named him Dan, so Dapper Dan Duck. DDD 3Ds. So it's a 3D duck. Amazing how my name got to play into that, and I got to be kind of immortalized in a 3D duck with little flappy legs and a top hat. So I'll take it, though. I will take it. I need to get the link for it and start dropping it so you guys can go join his, become a member on his things, and then go download the Dapper Dan duck. Besides, one of his most popular models. And since it's popular, it draws people in, and it's a way for him to make an income. I wish I could convince him to make that a free model, but because it's one of his more popular models and it makes him income, and I don't have any way to offset that by saying I'll give you money to just give the model away, I can't do that. I can't do it. So I say, if you like it, which you guys have seen the Dapper Dan ducks. Here's actually one that was printed on that printer in Marlin. So I have a Marlin print to kind of base off of. The difference between Marlin and Klipper. And the Marlin one turned out beautiful as well. A little bit of under the bill there. It's probably not going to, there it goes. You know, a little bit under the bill up here, where you can see a little cooling issue. But, yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of stringing. But that's one of those dial it in the slicer and fix it. Should find a designer that can do a 3D printable swamp dog. You want a swamp dog, do you? Might have to ask around and see if anybody's interested. Or maybe they already have a swamp dog model that they can modify in a way that would be more appealing to you. You never know. But yeah, this thing is turning out beautifully. I am happy. Like I said, it's going to be done at 7:20. I'm probably going to wrap this thing up now so I can actually just wolf this down and then catch up on a little YouTubes and social media stuff. Because, you know, might as well. And then when that's done, I'll post a picture of it up on the old Twitterverse. X, Twitter, whatever you need to call it, want to call it, got to call it. And then, like I said, Depending on how tomorrow goes, we'll either stream or we won't. And then Thursday for sure. So if Jerry's stream ends early enough, I'll be watching as much as I can. If Jerry's stream ends early enough, then I will probably just message him, say something in chat about, hey, I'm going to go live right after this. Come on over and say hey. And if not, well, then I'm going to probably just go to bed, wake up, take a shower, and then Thursday we'll pick up where we kind of left off, Canine version of SWAT Cats. Nice. But no, just pick up Thursday. Like I said, I'm going to try and remember to grab that buck converter so I can move the Pi inside, power it off of that, and then yeah, kind of go from there with the screen. See if I can find a file to print that has a mount that I'd like to use to mount the screen to the front, and then I'll just run the cable inside. So anyway, guys, I do thank you for coming and hanging out. We've got a little over 2 hours in, 2 hours 15 minutes, 2 hours 20 minutes, somewhere in there. But yeah, Clippery stuff done. Printer is printing. I will post a follow-up photo when it's done over on X. And yeah, I guess I thank you guys for coming and hanging out. I thank you for the gifted sub there earlier. Or gifted membership, gifted sub, gifted memberships. So I thank you for all that. Thank you guys for spending some time with me tonight and keeping me semi on focus or on track and focused. And yeah, I will be kind of dueling it up here. I'll be over on Digital Dragons here in about 20 minutes. I'll be watching him and Steve as they both go through their stuff and do their thing. Hope to see you guys in at least one of the chats. And yeah, stay out Joel, stay out jail, happy 3D printing and all the things. Keep an eye on X for updates. Bye, guys.